Lou Thesz faithfully defended his world heavyweight championship.
Rogers Strutt.
Kowalski's got him right where he wants him.
Dory Funk Jr. wanting that world heavyweight championship.
10 pounds of pure gold.
Simon Felder's Dusty Rhodes has just become the world heavyweight wrestling champion.
Presenting the greatest organization in wrestling history.
We always deliver on our promises at the National Wrestling Alliance.
Yeah, was pretty hard, and look at what are you going to work now? Oh!
Hey everybody, it's Durger time. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Billy Corgan's NWA. This is our setup episode, so I don't know how long this is going to go, but it's probably going to be a shorter episode. What we're just going to do today is set up our Crockett Cup tournament. What we were talking about before is having a 16... Actually, I kind of was playing around here. Let me go ahead and delete this here. Our testing tournament. We're going to do a 16-person tournament. I think is the best blend between having a lot of variety and a lot of not taking up a lot of time, right? So that gives us 16 spots, 16 teams. Now we have a lot more teams than we used to here, which is great. Some are sort of tenuous, like Outlaw Inc. is sort of every once in a while, right? We can bring them in. Insanity hasn't debuted yet, so we're not going to do that. FTR, we have Enzo and Cass, Sleaze and Breeze, the Acclaimed have joined our roster, the Ascension are always there, the Briscoes are here, Dawson's, these guys haven't shown up yet, the Paralegals, Revenant, Tate Twins, Von Erich, and Warhausen, right? Warhausen is another one of those Outlaw Inc. kind of ones that isn't really quite a group, like full-time, but can show up here and there. Technically aren't actually hired with NWA, so, you know. Now, the only people we definitely don't want is the Revenant, because they're our current champions, so they wouldn't compete in a match, in a tournament, or that's a prize is a contract, or also the ability to challenge for the championship. I'm also thinking of leaving Briscoes and FTR out of it this cycle, because I think the two of them have their own rivalry going on, so I think that gives them their own thing they're working on that I don't think we need to implement into the tournament. So that leaves us with Sleaze and Breeze, that's 1. Outlaw Inc., I'm fine bringing in 2. Enzo and Cass, I think this is a good opportunity to give them something to do, so that's 3. The Ascension, sure, 4. Acclaimed, 5. We could bring the Dawsons in. They're probably going to lose pretty quickly. Von Erich, I think this gives them a good opportunity to do. Let's look at 8. 8 of ours. So half of the tournament will be our existing roster. So it'll be Warhausen, Von Erichs, Dawson's, Ascension, Claimed, Sleaze and Breeze, Outlaw Inc., and Zocast, right? Actually, I think that's 6, but it doesn't matter. We'll do 8. We'll pick out the people. The other 8, though, are going to be people from outside. But I do think we also should look at our alliance. Now, it's shrunk down a lot, right, during this new save, as we're being a little bit smarter about who we let in. But it doesn't mean that we can't bring in some of their talent or an opportunity to compete here, right? Now, we got to look and see. I think if we get one tag team each, I think that's a good spot, and that gives us a few more open spots from just other parts of the indies. So I'd like to see, I'm trying to think if there's a way to easily look. There might not be on here, but we go into teams, we view all worldwide, and we search. We should be able to look at teams just currently active only we don't employ it doesn't matter. Hireable. There's currently nobody listed in 0-1 as a tag team, which is kind of weird. It's kind of super weird, actually, especially because they legit have the Intercontinental Tag Team Championship in real life for the NWA. Who's it? Is Gaijo and Tomohiko Hashimoto? Are they in the safe? Did they get expunged? What happened? Let's find out. Let's take a look. Because I think that would certainly make a lot of sense. But we got Gaijo. I don't know why they're not a tag team listed. Weird. But they definitely should be their representative. So let's go ahead. We'll edit tag teams. We will see if we can bring them in here. I don't think they have a specific name as a team. I feel like they just are their names. So that's not weird. 0-1. See if it's showing up here. Sure don't look like it. I'm gonna double check because I always overlook these and then go, oh, there it was. There's Sato Takayama. Nope. Can we create one here? Find out. Tag teams. Okay, for some reason I don't see a way to actually set them up. That's fine. We'll just hire them. It's not a big deal. I'm probably overthinking it, but we will bring them in as a team. So let's go ahead and view them. Check their titles. See, because they do have the international. So it's vacant for some reason. Very weird. It shouldn't be. Because they are actually the NWA. So that's one of the reasons why we had 0-1. That they actually are sort of our intercontinental Japanese branch out. They still have the NWA championships. So weird that it's not listed though. Very, very odd. So we're gonna grab Gaijo. Bring him in. We're gonna say 6 months. We'll cover his travel expenses. That's fine. I don't know how long the tournament's gonna last. It's not gonna last 6 months, but I also don't want them to just sit ongoing in there. It really doesn't matter because they don't get upset when I fire them. So I don't know why I do that, but that is a thing I do. And Tomohiko Hashimoto. Really? Talk to worker. Come to America. Listen, pal. I will bring you to America. I will bring your ass to America. One way or the other. This is always the annoying part. Guess what? You're active there now. Suck it. I'm not going to play around with you. That is not what we're trying to do here, okay? We're trying to get a damn thing to work. You're causing a whole bunch of problems. Guess what? You're coming over here. You're going to be here for 6 months. All right? All right? All right, pal? I'm paying for you to come over here. You're going to come over here. You're going to stink up the place because no one knows you here. The matches are going to be horrible, but we're bringing you here. Okay. So that's one done. I'm also going to probably, maybe I'll do it right now. Well, we should probably fix their titles because they should be, where is it? Champion? Title reign? I'm trying to remember where. I might not actually be able to fix it here. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if I can actually go in the in-game editor and fix title reigns. To edit relationships, preferences, company. I don't think you can do a lot in-game editor wise, but I don't think you can do. There's certain things that they don't let you do very arbitrarily, I will say, for no real reason other than sometimes the designer of the game thinks it's cheating, even though the things that he does allow you to do, I would constitute cheating already. But it's fine. It's a sandbox game. You know, you're an adult. You play the game the way you want to. Okay. I do often, and you know, I fix things on the fly. I'd rather have full control over the database than not. I don't know why that's set up that way, but whatever. Okay, so let's look at our other teams. We have Championship Wrestling from Hollywood, and we'll see if we have any teams active or ones that we can cobble together. Classic Connection, which we've had before, I think is probably an okay grab to join as a representative of the tournament, as a representative of a member of our alliance here. Levi Shapiro and Buddy Royal. I always forget who's in here. I always remember Levi Shapiro, but I never remember Buddy Royal. So I think Levi Shapiro was at one point managed, oddly enough, by the former Giant Bomb member Dan Reichert for like a brief moment before he ended up becoming like the producer for the New Day podcast or something. It was very weird, but I do kind of vaguely remember him being his ringside manager, which I thought was kind of funny. Okay, so that is that for that team. Now we also need one from our newly made Championship Wrestling from Philadelphia. I think it's called in here NWA Championship Wrestling Philadelphia. Which, yeah, probably is going to be the Rock and Roll Express. That makes sense. They've been in it before. They'll be in it again. They're certainly a good option here for us. They only want to be on events and A shows. Well, good for you. We only have events and A shows. I think that's easy. Not scraping the barrel there very much. So, pretty simple. That gives us 3 down. Is that 5 more we need? Let's see. Who do we want? Well, let's go through the teams here and let's see who we can bring in. So, we'll view all worldwide. We will say, I don't want anybody. We could be in any promotion. Any company's fine. Active only. Oh, you know what? We had some. I wonder if that's why they weren't showing up. Because they had this minimum experience. I'm just curious. No, 0-1. Just curious. No, still not. Very weird. Very weird. Don't know why. But was it because maybe hireable? No. Who knows, man? I don't know. It also gives us another option of let's look at a few more options here, because Classic Connection's pretty good. We've done Reno Scum before, which is always fun. But I don't know if that's where we go. Tough Justice with Ricky Gibson. I think we're good. I think we're good with Classic Connection. I think that's it's an old CWFH team, and I think that's a pretty good representation to fight for the Crockett Cup. So I'm pretty happy with that. Now, we will go ahead and let's do employees neither member. Ignore our teams. Hireable, yes. Exclude retired dead, yes. Active only. I don't want to necessarily have to restart a team. Though we could, I guess, bring back the Kings of Pro Wrestling, but I feel like Chris Hero, we're doing our own thing here, and that's working okay. So we got 5 we need to pick from. Certainly 2.0 is not a bad get. We have a lot of AEW teams that we could bring in that could make a pretty good addition to the Crockett Cup. That could be a lot of fun. But let's go ahead and I kind of want to take maybe we got 5, right? Let's look at. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. I think a part of me kind of wants to. Let's see if we can kind of get a representative of every major branch of the independent scene, at least in the United States. So let's look at GCW. Well, we don't do intergendered wrestling, so pussy wouldn't work. Ninja Killers, Chaos Connection, Truth, Ugly Duckling, Young Studs, Young Dumb and Broke. Might actually not be a bad option. I think Young Dumb and Broke might not be a bad option. I'm trying to see what their skills are in terms of, or their popularity is. Are they going to really stink it up for us? And I think they probably will, but I think GCW into Save is probably not going to get a lot of visibility. Calvin Tankman actually has a pretty good popularity, really good brawling skills, so Chaos Connection might not be a bad option, actually. I think Chaos Connection might be the better one. We've got Tony Deppen and Calvin Tankman, both pretty strong skill set, known in the environment, because what we want to bring is we don't necessarily want to bring somebody in that is completely unknown in our area. We want the fans to pop, and also we want them potentially as interesting potential candidates, right, for a signing, because the people that win are going to get that title shot, are going to get a signing. So we want people that seem generally like they have a chance. For our alliance members, we don't care that much because we can kind of bring them in whenever. I mean, technically we could bring anybody in whenever, but they're more representatives of the alliance. These guys we really want as a potential shot. They don't have a lot of experience, but I think this might not be a bad get here. All right, I just had to take a look because I was like, I don't remember this team ever, and I was like, I think this is actually a game generated one. Which is kind of funny because I was like, yeah, it's February 2022. I don't ever remember these guys. I don't follow GCW that often. I usually pick up a few shows here and there for some of their events every once in a while, and I'll usually watch like some of their collective pay-per-view sets. But I was like, I don't remember these guys ever having a team. So this is a new, but I do kind of like their group here. Same thing with Starks and Ninja Max, not a real group. But Young Dung and Broke's been a group for a while. Oh man, I don't know, because I don't know if I wanted to necessarily bring a group in that's not real. Even though I gotta say that their skill set looks pretty good. I think we might go with it just because I think as a group it's kind of interesting. They have a good skill set here. Chaos Connection. Yeah, let's go with it. Let's go ahead and hire them. I want somebody that people are gonna pop for. That's gonna give us at least a good match. It's kind of weird combo, but you're really for extra $10, really? Okay, already paying for you to be in a hotel. You really fighting that, huh? All right, so that's that. Impact. We should be able to pull teams from. Black Taurus, always fun. So we have some options here. Obviously, got the Good Brothers, who we've had in the Crockett Cup in the past and did really good. I think if I wanted, we got Fin Juice too. Though I feel like these guys would be a good representative as well for New Japan, right? So we could bring them in actually as representatives of New Japan. I kind of am down for Rich Swann and Willie Mack, though. I think would make a great representative of Impact. I think they're both, we'll take a look, but I'm going to say they're both popularity is going to be in the 30s. Their skill set's going to be very good. They're both fantastic wrestlers. I especially loved Willie Mack in Lucha Underground, and Rich Swann's always been a very talented wrestler. He had that match with Kenny Omega where Kenny kind of showed him his full capabilities, and then I blew out Rich Swann, and he really got gassed. But overall, Rich Swann is a fantastic wrestler, even if he didn't look that great during that match. But that's how it goes sometimes. I think these two are a great representation of Impact, and I would love to have them in a match in a tournament. That gives us, 3 more, I want to say, that we can get. I'm pretty sure. One, 3, 4, 5. We have 3 more teams. We got someone from GCW. We got 3 teams from our territories. We got someone from Impact. 3 more. Let's look at there's other, there's AEW for people we can hire. 2.0, Boy and His Dinosaur, Bear Country, Best Friends. There's a lot of people that we can hire that would be, we've had the Gun Club in the past. Mike and Matt Sindel, Private Party, Proud and Powerful, which is just such a great team. That would be a good representative of AEW. The Young Bucks we can bring in. Almost feels like a cheat. Do we really want to go that? Hybrid 2. There's a lot of options here that are really strong. Let's go back to them in a second, because there's so many options because they're so open. It's so hard because there's only so many spots. Ring of Honor, obviously, we're not going to do because they're pretty much shut down. We can't take anybody from WWE. Let's see, is there anybody from New Japan that we can take that would be strong? I think I actually have Tamatanga and Tongaloa already signed up. Weird that Gorillas of Destiny aren't on here. Oh, there they are. I saw them. Again, talking about a great team, but actually, you know what? In terms of popularity, not great. Would do well. I'm really struggling over Finjuice over them, but Finjuice is really more of a New Japan America side, right? So these guys are probably a better representation. I think I already originally signed these guys up already, thinking I was going to put them in the tournament, and forgot about them. So they're there already. I think GOD make a good representation for New Japan. Overall, I think that's a good get. So there's one. We got two more teams that we need to bring in. I think we look at AAA. Either remember. See if there's somebody that really pops out that would work. That also is interesting. It's not somebody that we necessarily done before. Somebody that we would like in the NWA. And honestly, like Aerostar and Drago, we've done before. I feel like. So I don't know if that's necessarily somebody that we want to pull into. CMLL. Unfortunately, I really don't know their wrestlers very well. So let's go back to AEW and see who we can pull in here. Perhaps we will pull in two AEW wrestlers or AEW tag teams that we feel might have a good addition to the NWA. The Bucks would be an easy, cheap attempt to get great matches, and that's not necessarily what we're looking for. I don't know if Matt and Nick fit the NWA aesthetic for me, which is kind of eclectic for how we're running it. But I think, they're doing their PWG thing, they're doing their AEW thing. I'm not really sure if that really fits for us for what we need. I think Proud and Powerful do, though. Now, we've had Private Party before, but I think Proud and Powerful would be a great run in NWA. Versus Ironclad, you cannot. Oh, okay. Well, I guess not. I guess we can't get them because they actually are Ironclad. Thought I asked for hireable, but apparently they're both exclusive written. I'm assuming the Bucks are the same. Yep. So that's out of the question, unfortunately, because that would be a great competitive option. We have Chaos Project. We already have Pentagon here. I think it's kind of weird, personally, to bring Phoenix and Pac in when Pentagon's there. So I'm not sure about that. Chaos Project's not going to do very good for us. Their ratings are not going to be great. So Luther's popularity by dint of being on AEW Dark is not too bad for us, but I don't know about that. Best Friends are always a solid tag team, but are exclusively written. So unfortunately, not an option. Bear Country, they're written. They're there. But I don't know if they're going to really move the needle for us. John Silver and Alex Reynolds, the Beaver Boys, returning as what almost should be a representative of CCW for us, but might not be a bad option. Obviously, 2.0, kind of a weaker, but has potential for us. And Boy and his Dinosaur, very popular, but I think they're exclusively written at this point. I think they're sort of locked in. So we would need to get into a alliance with them to ever get them. So I think by dint of that all, I think reuniting the Beaver Boys is our option here. There we go. That leaves us with one tag team left. We could pull another from AEW. I'm going to see, let's look for a veteran. Let's go for, I want only 100 experience. Active only. Let's just see what's out there that has maximum experience that I'm familiar with. Kenta. Well, that would be interesting. That would be very interesting. But do you work in America? You do. I don't know this guy. I'm not very familiar with Noah, unfortunately. His Risu's off the charts, but that's an option. Unfortunately, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn not going to be leaving anytime soon. Killer Elite Squad, but I don't really want to bring in another New Japan. I don't rather have somebody else from out there. Pick up here. Of course, we got the Beaver Boys, so we're in good shape there. Clones out there, unemployed. The Hardys, I think, are exclusive, written exclusive. Oh, actually, that's out of date. Should fix that. But Matt and Nick, the Headbangers, still working. Don't think so. We do want. Some of these are I'm shocked that these are showing up as hireable. The Viking Raiders. Also, I think currently, because we reset the save, are now back in WWE. Kind of feeling like Kenta be a good, interesting get. I think he's going to put on a great match. Big money. That's fine. I think this is a pretty good, interesting addition. Bring some Noah representation in here. Again, that $10. So that is our tournament, I think. We're probably going to run 2 to 3 per show on the pre-show, and then lead towards a finals. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a polling. So you guys are going to determine the winners. So that gives us some pretty interesting, very varied and diverse lineup here. We have a team from 0-1, our NWA International Tag Champions. We got Buddy Royal and Levi Shapiro from the Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. We got Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson, currently representing former CCW, representing the now Championship Wrestling from Philadelphia. Tony Deppen and Calvin Tankman, a game-generated tag team representing GCW. We got Willie Mack and Rich Swann representing Impact. We got the Beaver Boys, John Silver and Alex Reynolds representing AEW. We got Kenta and Namuchi Marufuji representing Noah. And then we have 8 teams representing the NWA looking for their shot at the championship. If there's a team that you are passionate about, let me know in the comments, because I'm not locked in on having 8 of the NWA teams wrestle. So I am always for adding more and removing some of them, because they technically have a higher shot. Like if we want to move down to 6 NWA teams, I'm fine with that. Even 4 NWA teams. Let me know who you'd like to see. It doesn't have to be a max 1 per promotion. So, if there's another AEW team you feel very passionate about, there's a AAA team that I feel like I overlooked, there's another Impact team that we want, let me know, and I will take your advice and the comments and see if there's an opportunity to bring them in. All right, guys, that is it for me. Thank you for this sort of backstage episode as we build the Crockett Cup, and that'll be starting in the very next episode. So thank you all, and I'll see you. Have a great night. Thanks for watching.